It's time for the after show. It's time for the after show. Hey, it's time for the after show. Can you see that my nail needs to be done? Okay, no, you can't see it.
No, you
I was
can't
like, wait.
tell.
I was all like,
I,
oh, hold
mine
up,
needs to be done too. But
girl.
the beauty of Zoom, it hides that.
Zoom be hiding it. Great
Yes,
conversation.
yes,
I definitely. Sometimes I don't feel like I have the emotional and the mental bandwidth to dive into. I mean, I don't to dive into this and like how to have conversations with white people. Like it's a lot, it's
it,
mentally exhausting. But I will say the people that are in my life that I do have the meaningful relationships with, they, from my understanding, they're doing the work. We don't have any issues, but this is definitely a topic that's like, it can be exhausting,
it
because I feel
can
like
be.
even though you said what you said about education, I think that a lot of times there just is, it seems like there's just some built-in, it's like a built-in education that we just provide because they don't know a lot of times. And if they're your friend, they may ask questions or something may come up and you find yourself, you may be reflecting on a time that you had with them. And you're like, you know what, I just taught her about, this and this, and I didn't even expect to do that. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
like, oh, I had to school her.
oh,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
oh,
does that make
yes.
sense?
Yes, that does make a lot of sense because I think I was thinking about it from the perspective of I'm knowingly
Oh,
going
yeah,
into this conversation and having
yeah,
to educate, and I'm like, fuck
yeah,
that shit. I'm not doing that.
yes,
I'm done with that. Like
yep,
on most levels, I will, unless it's something quick and simple.
yeah,
Other than that, I'm like, sorry, I no. Like I've
yeah.
gotten good about setting that boundary of like, nope,
Good.
not me. But you bring up a really valid point
Mm-hmm.
about how we may unintentionally
Mm-hmm.
be educating them about stuff. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
unintentionally. And just, I don't know about you, Don, but for me, sometimes if someone does not understand this deep pain and discomfort and this burden that we live with, it can be it can be very frustrating. I've talked about this on the podcast
Yes.
before, but I remember being on BART back. I haven't been on BART in like a year plus
Forever.
since COVID
Girl,
now.
I'm trying to avoid that.
Okay, like
But
at
that's my
all
privilege.
costs. But there we go, right? At all costs. But I remember seeing this white guy when I got on the train, and he was just laying back with his like head back, like mouth open. He was knocked out, and he wasn't like a homeless person. He wasn't, a person experiencing homelessness. He was just on his way to work or whatever or wherever, and he was just laying back, and I was like, must be motherfucking nice. Like I could
Hmm.
never in a million years, one being a woman, but then being a black woman, and we already know what happened to Nia Wilson, how she was
Right.
murdered on the BART platform and her
Right.
sister was also stabbed. It's just like, damn, sometimes there's some resentment. I ain't even going to front. Like the fact that you can go through life and not have to worry about all
Worry.
these other burdens that are weighing me down before I even show up for work. I got to deal with all this. And you just get to show up and be and, like,
Listen.
so sometimes there's that.
Yeah.
There's that. Dom, are you ready to dive into this conversation though about
Ooh,
Tamla Horsford?
yes. That
This
is.
story, I'm glad that we had a chance to at least say her name on the podcast for folks that have not heard. But Dom, let me just give you a quick rundown, and I'm going to share a picture with you. Okay, so
Okay.
Tamla Horsford arrived at the party for it was a sleepover for one of her girlfriends, Jean Myers. From what I see in the picture, all white people. She was the only black attendee at the adult sleepover. And so she arrived. She's 40 years old. She made dinner for her 5 sons and husband before heading out to celebrate her friend's birthday, right? So Jean had invited a group of moms, right, who'd met through the
Mm-hmm.
local youth football league to spend the night, not wanting anyone to drink and drive. So they decided to sleep over, right? The party was held the evening of November 3rd, 2018. It was originally meant for all women. However, Myers' boyfriend, Jose, and Tom, the husband of another attendee, ended up sticking around, right? Now, dun, 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 I'm just going to scroll on down. The women were drinking, socializing, all that good stuff, right? And then all of a sudden, let me just get to the. Anyway, the guests are being real sketchy. They're lying about who left, and what happened. And this black woman, I'm going to show you her picture, Tamla, was found dead on the lawn, and nobody knows what happened. This story had me livid. Do you see the picture here, Dom?
Yes.
This is Tamla here, and these are the women. I'm just thinking, Dom, can you imagine coming to my house for a sleepover and something happens to you and I'm your friend and I don't know what happened? Like, this is why I'm thinking about the conversation that we just had. Like, you don't know where your friend stands and how she sees you.
Yes.
Like something ain't right there. Because if you're my friend, oh, I'm telling, I'm singing like a goddamn bird. Like I'm gonna let them
Yep.
know this is what happened, right?
Yep.
And so I just think that, I mean, I would definitely dive into the story more, lady, if you're tuning in and you don't know about it. But people have been putting pressure on the police to do something because they don't know what happened and they're just accepting
What
the
county is
lies.
this?
This is in, I'm actually going to send you the article. There's the article from Rolling Stone. I'm going to go ahead and send it to you right now in the chat. Let me see. Where is this located?
I'm hedging my bets on Forsyth, Georgia.
You're right. Forsyth County Sheriff Office. Oh my gosh.
They have a history of KKK activity dating way
Really?
back. They also have a continued history present day of being racist. And so and this is known information in the area. So unfortunately, I am not surprised. And because of that known history, that's how I
Wow.
was able to guess it without even having seen the article. That's why I
Wow.
feel
That
so
is so,
devastated for this family because I don't have faith that this family is gonna get the justice that they need because of what this county is, how this county has historically been.
that's wild that you were able to call that out just like that. Wow. Okay. I'm just blown away. That is so sad. And celebrities have been posting about it as well. But the white people at the party are trying to say that she fell off the balcony and nobody called the cops and they just found her in the morning. Like it just doesn't seem right. So that is just so sad and such. Okay, yeah. So that's that. I think this drives home the importance of what we just talked about.
Yes.